it's not about an endless pot. We can't afford an endless pot of money, but it is about acknowledging the issue here. And if we are serious about providing healthcare free at the point of use and not having these huge waiting lists that are so damaging to individuals and society as a whole, then we need to acknowledge that the NHS and the funding as it currently stands is not big enough. We have an ageing and ailing population by any metric, whether you're looking at scanners or midwives or whatever, it is too small. Comparative to G7 countries, our spend is the second lowest. We need to be really sensible here. I think what Labour come out with, they're doing some good things with recruiting more midwives, more GP capacity, but if we are seeing tinkering around the edges and not a significant investment, and frontline doctors like Dr. Dan Goyle have said, £3 to £6 billion, then we know Labour are serious. But this needs to go into not the private sector, which is why we're streeting, all eyes on we're streeting here. Don't do that, because the private sector will just cream profits. Put that into the NHS so they can hire the staff, they can hire the equipment, they can open theatres. Some theatres aren't open 7 days a week.
But how are you funding this investment into the NHS? Who's going to pay for it?
Well, then that is, again, where Labour needs to be bold about their tax rises. They obviously have got some plans for how they're going to plug some of these, some of the funding for this. But I do think, and I talk about this all the time, there is an explosion of wealth in this country, an explosion. We have so many billionaires now. And we have
terrible.
So many loopholes.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Alfie, please don't.
No, but you do, because you're about to call for a wealth tax. We've had this conversation before. A one-off 2% wealth tax on assets over £10 million.
Yes.
So I knew exactly what you were going to say.
Now,
it would raise...
I'm sorry, are you genuinely going to die on the hill of billionaires who have profited off the backs of other people?
No, but I will. But I will die on this hill.
It's an interesting interpretation, though, to say billionaires have profited off the backs of other people. You might say some of them have, but many of them will have given employment to other people. They will have set up all sorts of industry and all kinds of profitability.
They wouldn't be billionaires without the people, without the infrastructure that relies on all of us as a society. No one needs to be a billionaire. In fact, you just have to look to the US to see the impact of being a billionaire. But fine, if we're going to have them, tax them properly. We have got a group in this country called the Patriotic Millionaires. They are literally pleading with the government to tax them more because they have the funds and they see the disparity.
They can donate to the government on a government website, which is very easy to do. Those of us that don't want to pay more tax don't want to.
Are coming and flooding in on this subject.